Hello YouTubers, Joe Kersey and Paul here on Friday, September 19th, 2014 at around 2:45 in the afternoon Eastern Daylight Time. Now, Paul has to he has to go back to work here in about a half hour for this kind of split shift thing that I was telling you about the other day. And it seems that I had somewhat misunderstood, because he will be on the clock, that's correct, but he will also be getting like what's called one of these tips. They have a arrangement whereby if a group comes in and wants one of the employees to do extra work for them, they essentially charge the group a fee, but that fee then goes to the employee that did the work. So that's a good deal for Paul. So shut my mouth, huh? Shows you what I know. As my viewers in the UK know, and now the rest of the world knows, Scotland didn't step on its dick. Still, 45% of the population that, pretty nearly completely voted, given 85–86% turnout. There's a certain amount of discontent still there. It's like these tax levies up here that pass by, 55–45 or 52–48, to support the lifestyle of the rich and famous up here, You're going to pull that stunt on the community center here, I'm sure, here in about another year, if not sooner. Oh well, what you gonna do, huh? I guess just pay the tax and, don't use your money for yourself. So today, around a little after noon, I heard this rustling around on the front porch, and I couldn't tell what it was, so I went and I looked. And it seems there were a couple of surveyors out in the driveway, and they were remarking the location of the gas line, because they were doing that because of this potential road, well, not potential road widening. They're going to widen it. They're going to replace the bridge over Alum Creek. So they were remarking it, kind of like reinventing the wheel, isn't it? And I walked down there with them and said, "You want me to show you where it is? You want me to show you where it is?" "Oh, no, that's all right. We got it." Okay. So then I got to stand and watch them while they thrashed around. Well, the first pass thrash around was clearly they were well south of where the line was. So then they came back up, and then they unrolled a set of stuff on the hood of one of the trucks, and clearly they were making some phone calls and things. And then they went down, and they had their machetes with them this time, and and this, that, and the other, and they were thrashing and chopping and thrashing and chopping, and they pretty much nearly got it, except when they finally came back up and were getting ready to leave, I said, "Well, did you find it? I mean, did you really find it?" And I said, "Yeah." And I said, where do you think it goes?" And they said, "Well, it sort of wanders off. It sort of gradually goes off." I said, "Did you find the two right-angle turns?" Because when they put this thing in, back in, I think, was it 92 or 93, Paul?
Somewhere.
Well, it was 92, 93.
So they curved around trees down there.
Well, I insisted they put these two 90-degree bends in, because if they had run it straight like they had planned, it would have taken out one of these magnificent sycamore trees. Now, I have a feeling, unfortunately, that sycamore tree is going to bite the dust when they do the bridge widening, but at least we bought it, you know, 22, 21 more years of life. And they put up these markers. They put up these, you know, yellow tipped markers that say Columbia Gas and so forth. And over the years, of course, some of them just fall over. One of them actually got mowed over. Not deliberately, by the way. I wasn't trying to jack them around. Well, no, I mean, my part of the deal was not jack them around. But you hit it with the mower. I used to mow the creek bank, as I said, but I haven't done it for a number of years. So they didn't seem too concerned about it. I said, fine, it ain't my problem. And then I asked him about a couple of other sticks they'd driven, and he said the one that was kind of way off the road was his initial, you know, his IP, as it were, his you know, initial point for when he writes up the survey. I said, okay, I understand that, because they've got all these little satellite, you know, things that get you within a few inches, centimeters of things. So
Teams down.
so they said they might be back on Monday. What was nice about these two guys is they actually came up and announced themselves. They're the first surveyors that have ever come and announced themselves before they started horsing around on my property, in all the time I've been up here. And I thank them for that. That was very, very gracious of them to do that. So good for them. Usually you have to go out, you know, confront them after you've noticed them. Well, I started the new dehumidifier in the basement today, and it seems to be working well. I don't think there's any point showing you that. It looks like the old one, only quieter. But what I did do is I took the box. Well, it was in two boxes. Actually, it was a box in a box, and there were some things that I just didn't need to have around anymore, and I put them in this box, and I furnace taped it shut. God bless furnace tape. And I'll put that on a little dolly and take it down to the end of the driveway here on next Thursday on trash day.
Oh, Lord, that fine fix that.
Well, it's not that heavy. Well, I'm sure it's heavy, but I mean, these guys, you know, I couldn't do it, but yeah, I couldn't pick up. Well, actually, I could pick it up once I got it out of the box with the handle. They have a nice handle on top of this thing, but you get anything much over 50 pounds, I'm pretty much, you know, I've never had any upper body strength, guys, never. That's just the way I am. So that's about it. It's been a very benign day on the internet. I got a nice long email from a fellow over in England, and replied back to that. Then I did a little something for the prayer group this morning. This woman had called in the middle of the night last night with some distressing news about one of her friends. So there we are. That's been pretty much today here, guys. Here's Paul. I'll let him say bye-bye.
Bye-bye, YouTubers.
Indeed, bye-bye, YouTubers.